Ladies and gentlemen, gather around and I'll tell you a story about how I nearly died in 2022. This story actually starts in 18-ish? Years ago, ladies and gentlemen. There was one night when I was lying in bed and I woke up in the middle of the night with this. It wasn't a tremendous pain. It wasn't an extreme pain. It wasn't a harsh pain. It was a different type of pain. Right in the middle of my chest. This pain, it was a sapping pain. It was exhausting me, but it wasn't overly painful. It was a different type of pain that I'd never felt before in my life. Very distinctive pain, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, back then at that time, it just happened that once during the night I was thinking about contacting the doctor because it worried me a bit. But then I got up and I went to work and I was fine. I was leaving it until my next sort of available bit of time that I had to contact the doctor about it. And, between the pain happening and a couple of days later when I had that time, I was fine. I hadn't had the pain again. I hadn't had any other weird, unusual symptoms. So I just wrote it off as a once-off and decided, well, as I get older, these sort of aches and pains may come and go randomly. Fast forward to this year. No! Fast forward to this year, then rewind to last year. Yes, it is the first today that I'm recording this. So I'll probably upload it today as well. But during the summer, there was one night and I was woke up in the same way with exactly the same pain. A distinctive pain, exactly the same as the one that I had had years ago. I remembered the pain and it was disgusting. It was horrible. So I'd sat up and I have a glass of milk next to my bed because that's the kind of person that I am. I drink milk. Lol. I'm trying to give up drinking coffee at night, so I'm drinking milk instead. Or whiskey. Or cider. Something that's not coffee anyway. But, no, I felt this pain again in the middle of the night, and I drank the milk, and the pain went away. So I went back to sleep. And then, at around about 7:30, when it was time to get up and get ready for work, almost like an alarm clock before my actual alarm went off, the pain was back and it was just like horrible again, just this sapping horrible pain. And I drank my milk. The only other thing that I had next to my bed was a bottle of Gaviscon because your boy occasionally gets a bit of heartburn, so I took a shot of that and the pain went away. I thought that this was quite worrying and that my plan would be to contact the doctor the next day and, maybe have a conversation with him and get him to have a look at me and see if I'm not alright, but to see if I was physically in a stable and okay-ish place. I went to work, but I wasn't really feeling up to taking anything sort of heavy into my body. My morning bacon roll that I have, I decided to skip that part. I do enjoy the odd can of Monster as well. I decided to avoid that and just have a cup of coffee when I got into work. Just go into one of the break rooms and make my own goddamn coffee rather than going to the espresso machine and getting like a massive latte. So I went to work and began my shift. Had a few things to deal with. As I recall, I had some callbacks I had to make to a nursing home about a few things. I got those calls out of the way quite early in the day. I went for a break around about just after 2 hours into my shift, and I came back from my break and I finalised all the nursing home stuff. And I took my next phone call, and as I was on the phone to the person, I felt the pain again at work. and I was literally on the phone to someone, and I was talking to them, and as the pain was getting worse, I kind of gradually started speaking a bit more like this, and then we sort of wrapped up our conversation, and then I put the phone down, and then I went straight to the first aider, and I said, "I'm not well!" And she just kind of looked at me, because everyone knows that I'm a bit of a practical joker. I said, "No, really, I'm not well. Listen, this is what I've been through today, and this is how I'm feeling right now." And she was just like, "Oh shit, we better get you to a fucking medical bay." So went to the medical room, and she's like, "Lie the fuck down." It's like, "Okay, yes, boss. I don't have a problem with women telling me what to do." I lay down, and she's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to phone 999, medical emergency services." So that's what she did. And it's like, I don't know if the guy's having a heart attack or a stroke or something, but he's been through this 3 times in the last potentially up to 8 or 9 hours at that point. So definitely something that needed checked out. Ambulance arrived, and they hooked me up to the ECG machine, which is a horrible experience and not something that I recommend. They took all the readings when I was lying down. They asked me to sit up, and then they asked me to lie down again, and then sit up again, and they took the readings 4 times. And they're like, "So you seem okay-ish, but there's an abnormality." And if a paramedic says that to you, you instantly think the worst, and you're fucking terrified. And that's where my brain was at the time. It's like, oh shit. Just break it to me gently, why don't you? And they're like, "Yeah, so generally most of your vital signs seem normal, just except for this one abnormality. Now, this abnormality, it might be a normality for you, but it's something that when we see it, it's an abnormality, and our sort of standing orders is that if we find something like this on somebody, we take them in. We haul them in the back of the ambulance, and we bring them to the hospital." It's like, oh, fuck. Fine. Okay. So, went to the hospital. I was lying there in the back of the ambulance, and dude came up to me, and he's like, "I've got this spray stuff that we give to people who have heart problems. This spray stuff's designed for, old people that have got angina, but we give it to people who are younger than being old." I'm getting there. Grey hairs are starting to appear. Whenever I see them, I just haul them out. But, you're a bit younger than our usual sort of audience for this drug, so we're going to give you a bit of it. It's going to open up all of the blood vessels in your body, and it'll enable the more sensitive instruments at the hospital to get a better ECG reading on you. It's going to open up all the blood vessels in your body, and it's going to give you one fucking hoor of a headache. It's like, okay, that's fine. With the pain that I'm in right now, a headache on top of that is a small potato. That's nothing. So we took their angina drug, anti-angina drug, and they gave me a couple of aspirin as well. It was a thing that I've never really taken. Paracetamol and ibuprofen kind of guy. Sometimes something stronger. But we went to the hospital and sat there for ages, just waiting on things to happen, just in this pain, which gradually subsided after a while. Thank fuck, because that was a shit pain to have. Got hauled into a room and given another full ECG. Yet more plates and things stuck to me. Plates and things stuck to me that after I left the hospital, I was walking down the street and pulling off all the adhesive pads that their device was stuck to on my body. That was perhaps the most surreal experience of the day. I put whiskey in my coffee. Milk and sugar for fucking losers. Yeah, so as time went on, they finally wanted to talk to me because a genius dude had sat down and looked at my readings. So he called me in, and I was expecting, bad news, shit news, fucking life-changing news. And fair enough, the news that I got was slightly life-changing, but not as life-changing as I expected it to be. He said to me that I wasn't having a form of stroke, it's not a problem with my heart, and it's not a problem with my lungs. Thank God. It's a problem with my stomach. So basically, he diagnosed me with a condition called gastritis. Says that a person could have it potentially their whole lives and not notice until, a certain point. Well, we're on the far end of the 30s now. So I could have potentially had this for the last 30 odd year. About 10 years ago, I had a stomach issue, and my ex-girlfriend literally had to carry me up to the hospital, and she carried me into a doctor's ward where I was given omeprazole and Gaviscon. And that's pretty much where we are again, ladies and gentlemen, except the pain back then, it was different. It was heartburn. It wasn't, oh shit, it feels like your fucking dodgy ticker's about to pack in kind of pain. Back then, it was just heartburn. But then, thinking back, if this is a condition that I have potentially had all of my life, then that pain in 2017-18, that is explained. That's been, a part of the stomach condition, and it just it worked itself out. But yeah, that one day where that pain happened 3 times, and the doctor sat there and said, so, just make sure that you're eating properly and at the right times, and try and avoid spicy food. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone that knows me knows that yeah, I mean, there was even a little while back when one of the ladies who works in my local bar was on holiday, and she came back with these spiced jelly beans. She was feeding them to people in the bar and recording their reactions and probably uploading them to TikTok or something. But, I walked in after work, and they're like, yeah, there he is, let's get him. And they started giving me the jelly beans, and I'm just like, that's quite nice, this. What is this? This is a unique flavour. And they're like, give him another one. Give him a stronger one. And then they gave me another one. It's like, oh, that's it's got a bit of spice in it. That's all right as well. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with this guy? And then the other barmaid went, oh yeah, he's immune to that shit. He drinks fucking Bloody Marys laced with Tabasco sauce. So he's like used to the spice. And I'm just like, give me your strongest one. What is it? He's like, we got the Carolina Reaper here. I'll have. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's good. But yeah, it's not good to be told to avoid your favourite types of food. Fucking spicy shit. I mean, that's literally my diet is spicy food. You're telling me that I can't eat now. I will die of starvation. No, it's fine. I don't know, eat cheese and lettuce or something. I like lettuce. I like cheese. Might not look it, but I do enjoy sort of salad food. So I don't mind the change in diet. I guess it just means, not having spicy food as often as I used. Not eating literally curry and chili every day. So that's fine. That's doable. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a story about how I nearly died in 2022. And I know you're sitting there and you're thinking, but you didn't nearly die though. So, well, I thought I was dying. And in all honesty, I'm catering to the, oh my god, you're a clickbaiter crowd with this video. Because, every time that they think I'm clickbaiting, they shit themselves. So we're making the clickbaiter crowd shit themselves with the title of this video. And, you know, they keep accusing me of clickbaiting when I'm not. So this time, like, well, I am clickbaiting, so... Love you, clickbaiters. But, yeah, that's the title. Just to you know, we're all inclusive here at the StooDogg channel, so we're bringing them people in to round them up and bring them to justice or whatever. So now it's like, if you post in the comments like, "Oh my god, you clickbaited," we're like, yeah, I even admitted it in the video at timestamp beep beep. What's your point? Fuck you very, very much, clickbait. I've been holding on to that since January 2021. And I've only now found a chance to put it into the video, and it's only by me thinking I was having a heart attack, am I now able to actually use the clickbait fucking rant thing that I'd been thinking about for all this time. So it's been a long time, but payoff magnifique. If you think you're having a heart attack, phone emergency services, even if it is just a stomach problem, because it might not be, it might be, but it's always better just to get checked out and be sure. If I'd have actually went to a doctor in 2017 and they've had, you know, told me this, 5 fucking years ago, whatever, I don't know, it's not 5, 2017's not 5 years ago. I know, maths, ladies and gentlemen. And I sit down and look at money and finances and figures and can't even do basic fucking maths. But, no, even if it is the slightest bit of a pain in your chest, go and get checked out, just in case it's something a bit more serious than what I had. I wish that I'd went to the doctor back then and got checked out, so that way I would have known, so that, you know, I was more prepared for if the pain happened again, and I would have been on the medication, the omeprazole tablets that I'm currently on, to basically keep the stomach at bay and all that. Anyway, that'll about do it for this video. I'll catch you next time. See ya.